Amid Steve Spurrier's resignation and the flooding in South Carolina, the Gamecocks return home to face Vanderbilt in both women's soccer and football. We have your coverage here with Capital City Sports. Welcome to this week's edition of Capital City Sports. I'm your host, Claudia Chikamian. The Lady Gamecocks faced off in an SEC matchup against the Vanderbilt Commodores. Let's take it to Stone Stadium with Edwin Santamaria for the Friday night matchup.
This homecoming week here in South Carolina, like the football team, the Lady Gamecocks are taking on the Vanderbilt Commodores. South Carolina is looking to bounce back after suffering a loss against Ole Miss, which snapped a 10-game unbeaten streak. Vanderbilt comes into the game with a stingy defense that has only allowed 6 goals. This has us right in for a tough SEC match, and we have the highlights here for you.
Nighttime sets in at Stone Stadium, and the Gamecocks come out on the offense. Katie Kurtz had just misses the target. On the corner, Vanderbilt's goalkeeper denies the Gamecocks with a great save. In the 27th minute mark, Chelsea Drennan passes the ball to Savannah McKiskell, who crosses it to Raina Johnson, and she will put the ball in the net, giving the Gamecocks a 1-0 lead. However, Vanderbilt tied the game in the 60th minute and was looking to convert on a second goal. In the second half, the Gamecocks pushed forward. Raina Johnson misses on 2 chances, keeping the game level. The Gamecocks continue to struggle to put the ball behind the net, and the game will go to overtime. In overtime, the Gamecocks are caught on the counterattack, and forward Simone Charlie beats Carolina Kelly, giving Vanderbilt a dramatic win.
Despite dominating possession and outshooting the Commodores, South Carolina was not able to convert on their chances and fall here at home. They take on Florida next Thursday for another SEC match. For Capital City Sports, Edwin Santamaria.
Amid an unsuccessful start to the 2015 season, Coach Steve Spurrier called it quits as the head ball coach at the University of South Carolina. Lauren Schwartz was at Williams-Brice Stadium for the Steve Spurrier resignation press conference.
It is an emotional day here at Williams-Brice Stadium. Head ball coach Steve Spurrier has announced he is resigning after 10 full years at USC. Spurrier is the most winningest coach in Gamecock football history.
He gave us our swagger, our pride, and our sandstorm enthusiasm, and that will be Coach Spurrier's legacy for his lifetime.
Okay, first of all, I'm resigning. I'm not retiring. Get that part straight out. But if it starts going south, starts going bad, then I need to get out. You can't keep the head coach that's done it as long as I have when it's heading in the wrong direction. I think I told Coach Tanner and the president of Pastides that when something's inevitable, let's do it right now. And let's give the interim coach the opportunity right now. Got a home game against Vandy that I think we play well, we got a good chance. And let's give the interim coach this opportunity right now today. But actually, when we were 2-2, I called him up and I said, Coach, I'm going to try to get through this season, but I sense that this is about it for me. I just sense it's it. And I really believe Shawn will bring some enthusiasm, energy, passion that our team will excel. And I think we'll all be proud of the way our guys play out there Saturday. I'm looking forward to watching it myself. Back in 2004, I think I was probably the best coach for this job 11 years ago, but I'm not today. I'm not today. And that's the cycle of coaching. Sometimes you run your course, you take your run, and it's ready to pass it to the next guy. And that's where I am right here today. And I'm still going to be around town. One of the players asked Coach Tanner, tell Coach to come by practice today. I said, I'll come by practice. I'm down in the weight room working out. I'll just be the former head ball coach now, former head ball coach. But I'll be around town a lot, and I just think it's the best thing. This is the best thing for South Carolina football, for our university, to start another building process. And we got an excellent interim coach, excellent coaches, and it's their turn to have a go at it. It's their turn to see what they can do. I really think the one that I really personally liked was the 18 straight home wins. 18 straight at home was a school record that was pretty special, I think. And our fans had so much to do with that. So that was, I would say that's my favorite. I've been blessed way beyond my wildest expectations. And so it's time to take on the adventure of the next part of my life. So Jerry and I are looking forward to it.
Thank you, Coach. I'm in the midst of my 4th year. And soon thereafter, I made the call to Shawn Elliot that I'd like to ask him to be our interim head coach. He very quickly and passionately accepted, and we're excited about all the characteristics and the integrity that he brings to this program and has for a number of years.
You know, I just want to say thank you, Coach, for all you've done. To the University of South Carolina students, our players, our staff, we're moving forward. We've got one goal in mind. When we walked in this morning, I said to our staff, I said, our goal is to win this week. Win today, win tomorrow, win the next day, and beat Vanderbilt. Our team is not in shambles, as some might say. We've got a great group of energetic young men that are ready to go out there and lay it on the line. I'm not sure at this point that the change is what they needed, but the change is what they've gotten at this point. And I'm going to take my opportunity, our opportunity that we have as a coach and our other coaches, and we're going to move forward. We're going to do everything we can to make the University of South Carolina proud of this football program.
I know that under Coach Elliot's leadership, there is going to be fire and passion and intensity, and he's going to try to get these players in the right place. And I know, I'm 100% confident that our players are going to rally in a big way.
Former offensive line coach Shawn Elliot is eager to put his staff to hard work, looking for a win over Vanderbilt in his first game as the interim head ball coach. In the meantime, Athletic Director Ray Tanner and his search advisory will be making an extensive search for a permanent coach. Outside of Williams-Brice Stadium for Capital City Sports, I'm Lauren Schwartz.
Playing their first game under interim head coach Shawn Elliot, the Gamecocks look for their first conference win of the season. Brett Williams rounds out our coverage from Williams-Brice Stadium.
It's been 3 weeks since South Carolina last took the field here at Williams-Brice Stadium, and what a 3 weeks they've been. A tough loss at Missouri that featured the injury to then starting quarterback Lorenzo Nunez, the 1,000-year flood that left parts of Columbia in dire straits, canceled an entire week of classes here at USC, and forced a scheduled home game to move to Baton Rouge, and of course, the stunning midseason resignation of head ball coach Steve Spurrier. It's been a tough road for the Gamecocks as of late, and really for the season overall, as they came into today 2-4 on the season, 0-4 in the SEC. But if there was a day for the Gamecocks to rebound, it would be today. Their opponent, the Vanderbilt Commodores, also came in winless in the SEC, with its only 2 wins coming against Austin Peay and Middle Tennessee State. And SportsCenter also paid a visit to the Horseshoe this morning. ESPN, South Carolina fans, and interim head coach Shawn Elliot were all ready to show the nation what it means to be Carolina strong. Let's take it to the highlight.
Coach Elliot holding up a visor here in honor of Steve Spurrier. Said he never thought of wearing it at any point, but Coach Elliot and perhaps the spirit of the head ball coach as well, ready to lead the Gamecocks into battle for this one. We pick it up in the second quarter at 6-0 Gamecocks. Vanderbilt gets a drive going with this 29-yard run by Darius Sims up to midfield. South Carolina thought it had a 3rd and goal stop later in the drive on this incomplete pass, but TJ Holloman tagged with targeting a defenseless receiver. He is disqualified, and that sets up this. Johnny McCrary finds a wide open Caleb Scott for a 4-yard touchdown. It's 7-6 Vanderbilt. It remains 7-6 at the half. South Carolina unable to score in the second quarter due to a pair of missed field goals and some drops like this one. At a break in the game, South Carolina thanked Vanderbilt for helping flood relief efforts by sending an equipment truck full of supplies. Solid ovation from the crowd. And at halftime, the Carolina band paid tribute to a state fighting back together. In the second half, after a Vanderbilt field goal, the Gamecocks take the ball back and cash in. Quick slant to Pharaoh Cooper goes 78 yards down the sideline for a touchdown to make it 13-10 South Carolina. The student section was pumped up after that score. Some appeared to also be inspired by the legacy of Steve Spurrier. Whatever inspiration the team had, it continued in the second half. First with a tipped interception by Bryson Allen Williams. Fantastic concentration on this play to put the Gamecocks in business and set up another field goal. That was also helped out by this great run from Brandon Wilds down the left side. 6th career 100-yard game on the ground for Wilds. And Fry had 4 field goals on this day. Even when Perry Orth was picked off in the early 4th quarter by Jamel McIntosh, South Carolina would get the ball back on the very next play thanks to an athletic play by Chris Lamons right on the sideline. We're going to take a look at the back end of this play. Lamons celebrating the interception, runs it 65 yards back down the sideline. A number of players spoke in the post-game press conference about the energy of Coach Elliott, and look at him running down Lamons down the sideline to congratulate his player and perhaps prevent an excessive celebration call. Vanderbilt gets the ball moving late, down by 9 with this 21-yard Ralph Webb carry, but in the end the Gamecocks defense was just too much. Sky Moore comes back into the backfield, strips McCrary and recovers the fumble to put the game on ice. The Gamecocks back home at Williams-Brice and victorious in this one. Your final, South Carolina 19, Vanderbilt 10.
After the game, Coach Elliott spoke about the significance of this win and the resilience of his team in the face of all the recent events.
Monday night, we had no clue what was happening, to tell you the truth. Kind of hit us blindsided just like it did the rest of the country and our university, state. I told our guys in there that, you know, you had your backs against the wall. You had your backs against the wall all week. They never batted an eye. They never batted an eye. They kept fighting. They kept playing. They did everything we asked of them. Said out there a while ago, I said, it's just like this great state. You know, you have the tragedies here, you have the floods, and you see people rebuilding, helping one another, fighting, clawing to get back what they had, people helping. And that's exactly how we did it today.
So the Gamecocks pick up a much-needed first SEC win of the season, and they'll take the momentum into a bye week before returning to face Texas A&M in College Station on October 31st. And for a city continuing to get back on its feet, safe to say it's nice to see its team take a step forward. Coach Elliott said he couldn't write a better script. Reporting from Williams-Brice Stadium, I'm Brett Williams, Capital City Sports.
That will do it for this week's edition of Capital City Sports. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV. For all of us here at Capital City Sports, I'm Claudia Chakamian. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.